Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh. Welcome to Game 1 in a best-of-3 series being played between MarineKingPrime. He is the blue Terran down in the bottom right corner of Shakuras Plateau. His opponent today is going to be Slayer's BoxeR, one of the most well-renowned Brood War players in the entire world in the history of the game. They played this match at Major League Gaming in Orlando. It was part of pool play, so it is MarineKing, whose ID actually used to be BoxeR, just in StarCraft 2, because Slayer's BoxeR inspired him so much. And MarineKing saying it before I even can, fake BoxeR versus real BoxeR. They have played in the past in the GSL, but MarineKing really likes Slayer's BoxeR, and BoxeR, I'm sure, is just very proud to have someone as good as MarineKing following in his footsteps. But of course, BoxeR wants to beat the crap out of MarineKing here in this best-of-3 series for pool play. So Orlando was a few weeks ago, but their replay pack was just released, so I'm going to grab as many cool series as I can. Of course, fake BoxeR versus real BoxeR is one that caught my eye immediately, and with the big giveaway that I've got going on right now, MarineKing games just seem like a logical choice. If you didn't know, I am giving away a mousepad autographed by MarineKingPrime right now in the month of November 2011, so you can go check that out. If it's already December, then I'm sorry, but you're too late. But here we go. Now that the game is starting to take shape a little bit, we can see the production tab is actually about identical for these two players. MarineKing is just slightly ahead on his first barracks production. BoxeR with his supply depot close to his mineral line. It looks like MarineKing is more focused on getting a wall-off completed, while BoxeR is not concerned at all about that. He's got his refinery already completed, and whoa, MarineKing actually did not take a refinery at all, so that could explain why he was able to get his first barracks up just a little bit faster. They are equal on harvester count, so I'm actually surprised the MarineKing was not doing the exact same build as Slayer's BoxeR. Now that the first barracks has been complete for MarineKing, he's going to go ahead and build that first Marine, as you would expect, and not get his orbital command flipped over. He has to wait for that SCV to get finished. There he goes, flipping it over now. I wonder if he's going to add on another barracks, or if he's going to start building up some refineries. That wall-off is just about complete. Maybe MarineKing was fearing some sort of cheese play from Slayer's BoxeR. He's probably going to send this first Marine out to scout all around looking for proxy barracks, as BoxeR actually has been known to be doing that 1111 racks hidden in different places around the map, so maybe MarineKing is wise to that. But this time BoxeR is going to build a factory instead inside of his main and get that reactor started on his barracks so he can keep up in the Marine count with his prodigy here, Mr. MarineKingPrime. Expansion going down pretty quickly for MKP. That's why he chose to skip those refineries. He's just going to focus on mineral-heavy builds for the time being. Still does not have a second barracks coming up just yet, even though he could afford it. So there we go. Two more barracks being planted at the exact same time here for MarineKing. He could have got one of these started just a little bit earlier, but that's okay. We'll see if it ends up biting him in the butt or not. BoxeR is also choosing now to expand. He's not that far behind MarineKingPrime in terms of expanding, and he is actually ahead in tech. So now he's getting a couple of Hellions started from this reactor factory. They of course do a lot of damage to light units like those Marines that MarineKingPrime is producing, and BoxeR just building a supply depot in the back here. I'm going to take his vision just to see what he's been doing this whole game in terms of scouting. He actually has not left his natural even to find out where MarineKing is going with his tech or anything like that. MarineKing has also not discovered BoxeR just yet. This is MLG Shakuras Plateau though, so forced spawns are cross spawns. So we have BoxeR and MarineKingPrime. There's no other spots these guys could have spawned at except for down here and top right. So they are forced to spawn across from each other. They don't actually need to scout. It is essentially a giant two-player map with those forced spawns. MarineKing almost scored a Hellion kill right there with his SCV, and of course it's got to get out of there and get repaired, or it does risk dying to this Marine. 4 more Marines on the way now for MKP. Does have combat shields started now. Those refineries did go up a little while ago, but BoxeR already has his starport finished and is making a Viking very early in this game. That's kind of interesting. 6-minute mark Viking. Looks like he does want to get some air control started now, but MarineKingPrime actually moving forward with 5 Marines and an SCV. 2 of these Hellions are in pretty low health for BoxeR, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful with them. Actually, no, 2 of them are in good shape here. Only 1 really in any danger of dying, and another full health one returns to the fight. This 12 HP Hellion's going to get healed up back at home, and MKP actually is going to choose to retreat and maybe just keep teching up back at home. If he can get some medevacs out here soon, this giant Marine force that he's already got will surely benefit from that. MarineKingPrime actually way ahead in harvesters. Wow, I wasn't expecting that when I flipped over to the income tab right there. 29 against 26, so that's just a result of getting this orbital command just finished a little bit before Slayer's BoxeR. Of course, he's got his Marines hanging out in the mineral lines. He's already seen the Hellions, so he knows that they're a threat. BoxeR is just going to back out of there with those Hellions while MKP safely mines away here at home. BoxeR retreating all the way back, most likely going to be able to repair these guys up with no problems. If we look inside his base, it looks like he is actually adding on another factory now, and actually, whoa, 2 more factories. Also getting a tech lab added on to his starport. I wonder if that's going to be used for a Raven or some Banshees here in the near future. A starport has begun production there for MarineKingPrime. He's got lots of reactors being built now as well, so Medevac Marine is going to be his build of choice. It looks like he just wants to try and overwhelm Slayer's BoxeR with a large number of Marine units there. 17 against just 1 right now, but the 7 Hellions that Slayer's BoxeR has can mow through those guys pretty quick if he chooses to research Blue Flame. I'm not sure why he wouldn't at this point after investing so much tech in there, but he is actually going to swap over to Siege Tank production and get that Siege Tech started. So he is going to continue with Hellions, as you can see by this reactor factory. He's going to fly his starport over here, not use the tech lab that he actually built for it. There is 1 Viking actually scouting around here inside MKP's main, but there were a couple of Marines on hand to try and ward that away. Slayer's BoxeR does have a single tank here on the low ground. Siege Tech is going to be done in just a moment. He's making 2 at a time of both Hellions and Siege Tanks. Nothing coming out of the starport right now, which is a little bit surprising. Usually you want to have 1 or 2 medevacs just so you can do some lift play later on, even if you're not going for that heavy bio mix like MarineKingPrime is doing. Actually, this isn't even a mix. It's just pure Marine with combat shields. He's got no upgrades for it just yet. Stim is almost done. Weapons level 1 almost done. Finally, we see Infernal Pre-Igniter being researched there for Slayer's BoxeR. Looks like a factory is going to be doing some scouting here for MKP. BoxeR doesn't want to reveal exactly how many Hellions he has, so he backs up over to the other Xel'Naga Tower. A Marauder actually somehow was built for MKP. I see another one there in the production tab actually just finishing as well. MKP building even another command center right now, looking to take this 3rd perhaps very, very soon. And BoxeR, I'm not sure what he's got going on, but a Viking does discover the factory. Some Hellions are parked just outside of MKP's base, but his army is actually lifted up and already out of town. He's going to actually get a safe drop inside of Slayer's BoxeR's main, while all of those Hellions are away and the Siege Tank is on the low ground, so this reactor is going to fall very quickly. Actually, is even going to finish it off. It looks like he's going to start it burning and just continue moving into the mineral line. The Hellions show up, but only 1 at a time. The Siege Tank here is actually doing the bulk of the damage. MarineKingPrime does manage to save 10 of those Marines before heading on home, and that reactor does actually burn down. So he did get a little bit damage done. He lost 6 Marines there for not a whole lot else. Units lost, we can see they're actually dead even there. Scouting Factory has arrived inside of BoxeR's natural, so he's getting a free look around there. Go back to that production tab. We can see BoxeR is starting command center now as well. MKP is dropping on the low ground. He does have vision on the high ground from these medevacs, so he is actually going to be able to take out a supply depot basically for free. A little bit of a downside to building your supply depot there, granting vision on that low ground. Of course, it means that MKP is going to be able to do that. Viking could actually chase these medevacs, but of course runs the risk of having all those Marines dropped on the ground, and then the Viking gets taken out basically for free. Hellion actually patrolling now between the 3rd and 4th base locations for MKP. He's going to score a free SCV kill as a result. 4 Marines and 2 medevacs coming over here very boldly to try and take on that Blue Flame Hellion. Looks like a single Marauder versus a single Hellion. Marauder wins, but then 5 more, 6 more, 7 more actually show up to take it out. Those 4 Marines we saw earlier take out that Hellion with no problems at all. It looks like BoxeR is ready to go on the offensive now. He's got 6, 7 Siege Tanks, wow, and a lot of Hellions moving forward to try and damage down these Marines as quick as possible before the tanks actually start taking fire. A couple of Hellions, actually all the Hellions, get taken out there at the end of that engagement. BoxeR is behind by about 17 supply right now. That's one benefit of having all these barracks with reactors on them. A couple of Tech Lab barracks coming up now as well. They are very cheap and quickly replaced, excuse me. BoxeR has a scouting barracks over here for some reason now. Not sure what's up with that. He could be using that to create Marines. His mineral count is getting quite high now. Might as well get that supplement to your mech force if you're just going to be wasting at barracks, not using it for anything when Vikings can do the job just as easily. Here we go. MarineKing actually coming over here to defend his 3rd. BoxeR just now landing his 3rd. You can see on the minimap that he's got that established now. MarineKingPrime actually loading up all of his medevacs with stuff, and he's going to drop it directly on this siege tank cluster here from BoxeR. We can see the Marauders taking a lot of splash damage here at the very beginning, but the tanks just get whittled down so quickly. Only one remains. There it goes. And MKP is left standing with about 8 to 10 bio units, constantly reinforcing here with more from the main, and BoxeR suddenly is down by 40 supply. These upgrades continue to roll for MarineKingPrime. He's got stim, he's got +1/+1 attack and armor already, going up to +2/+2 here shortly. +1 weapons coming for BoxeR now, but he's going to have to rebuild essentially his entire army. Right now he's got 71 SCVs, but only 4 Hellions, 4 tanks, and 2 Vikings on the field to do battle with, while MarineKingPrime has almost that many units in just medevacs, the healing supplements there for these Marauders and Marines. If you look at that production tab, 3 Marauders at a time coming out now, benefiting greatly from those upgrades. He does have concussive shell finish as well, and vehicle weapons level 1. Even though he doesn't have any tanks or Hellions on the field, he is getting vehicle weapons level 1 in case it does come to that. He may actually build an armory, or actually he's already got the armory. He may actually begin building Thors as a result of having that armory and getting those vehicle weapon upgrades. You could actually just do Marine Thor and do quite a lot of damage, but he's got some Marauders in the mix here as well with their concussive shells. Orbital Command flipping over for MKPs, building 3 command centers at a time, and actually doing a very smart thing here, picking up all his units as tanks and Hellions cannot hit air at all. He hasn't seen a Thor yet, so it's a great decision. I'm just going to highlight just the Marauders here, as they are going to be doing the bulk of the damage to these tanks, while the Marines deal damage to these SCVs. BoxeR seems to be losing quite a bit here. You can see that supply value for both actually becoming farther and farther apart. 145 supply for MKP, 78 for BoxeR. So even if all these Marines, Marauders, and medevacs do end up falling, MarineKing has done some irreparable damage. He's killing so many SCVs right now. BoxeR down to only 47 Harvesters, pulling more off the line, including this poor defenseless mule that doesn't even have an attack. All these bio units from MKP still rolling through here. SCVs get pulled off the line, so MKP does grab a couple of freebie kills. Factory finally gets taken out by that Viking, and BoxeR does have a couple of siege tanks left. 3 siege tanks, a couple of Hellions coming out now, but MKP can really just rally and begin that attack all over again here very shortly. He just needs a couple more medevacs in the air. We can see 2 in production right now. His Harvester count is 40 ahead of BoxeR's, and he's got command centers all over his side of the map. He's even building another one to try and take the upside down smiley face expansion here in just a moment. That's so many more mining bases. Look at that income difference. It's actually massive, massive difference right there, especially when all of your units are so cheap and quick to build. He's building 8 Marauders and 6 Marines, 9 Marines, you know, just cranking out those bio units. Their 2/2 upgrades have now just finished, so these are super duper strong Marines and Marauders that you see here. Hellions are out now. They do have their +1 vehicle weapons, but BoxeR is way behind in his bio. He actually doesn't even have any bio, but he is getting +1 infantry weapons. He should actually continue on with those vehicle upgrades since he's invested so much in them already. You can see 200 supply against 100. I don't really have to tell you how this is going to go. MarineKingPrime just moving forward. He can pick up and do that drop again on these 7 siege tanks and probably have a lot of success with it. Waiting to see if any more medevacs show up. Here we go, 2 more medevacs, so he will be able to drop a ton of units directly on the heads of those tanks, focus all the splash damage from them, and move up with a stemmed ball of whatever's left on the ground and be able to do that damage from the front and not risk losing them to the splash. I really, really doubt he's going to try and just drop as he goes. Here he is. 1 medevac actually does get taken out, but the big stemmed ball of units moving forward for MarineKingPrime. It almost looks like BoxeR is going to be able to hold this off. Holy crap, so many units died in the splash there, but MarineKing's overwhelming strategy does seem to be paying off now. Slayer's BoxeR does GG, and that's going to be it for game number 1 in this best of 3 series. Thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget that I am doing a giveaway with MarineKingPrime autograph mousepad, but let's go into game 2 now and see if Slayer's BoxeR is going to be able to fight his way back against this guy MarineKing, who actually used his name in the GSL so long ago.